So when you think about your time here in Arlington, obviously you've been here more than 40 years.
Yes.
How has it been watching this place change?
Wow. Uh, it has changed so much over the last 4 decades or so that I've been here. Um, it's grown, it's become more diverse, it's become more dynamic. It has gone from a little sleepy bedroom community, a suburb, to the Dallas Fort Worth area, to being the center of the world stage.
And then let's talk a little bit about how you've changed in that same amount of time, because I mean, you've held so many roles here
Yeah.
as that change has happened.
Yeah, I first came to Arlington. I was a police officer. I was part of Arlington's first full-time SWAT team. I spent 7 years undercover buying drugs for a living. Went to law school, became a lawyer in my mid-30s. Now I have a law firm and I own a couple of restaurants, and I don't know what I'm going to be when I grow up.
What made you want to do all that here in the city?
This community has done so much for me and my family. Um, uh, they've uh, they've helped me in ways I couldn't begin to imagine. Um, I'll give you a quick little story. Um, I have a 36-year-old son who has cerebral palsy. Um, my son grew up telling me, "Dad, I'm going to be an actor." As a dad, I was like, let's work on plan B, because being an actor is hard enough for an able-bodied person, and it's going to be a real struggle for you. Well, I'll be dadgum if he didn't listen to me, and he went to Creative Arts Theater in Arlington, Theater Arlington, Casa Manana in Fort Worth, did drama at AISD at Lamar High School, and COVID hits, and he auditioned via Zoom for an online streaming show that um, nobody knew what was going to become of it. They hired him because they couldn't see that he was short and crooked. That show has become one of the most popular shows on TV that got bought out by Paramount and picked up by Netflix. It's called The Chosen, about the life of Christ. And my son has signed a 7-year deal with Netflix, and he's been on Taylor Sheridan's 1883 and Black Panther 2, and he's done everything because this community gave him the courage and the confidence to pursue his dreams. When Dad was saying focus on plan B, this community said it's okay to do what you want to do, and that's the American dream city.
And probably why the city has had the trajectory it's had.
Yeah, I'd say that this city does something better, does one thing better than any other place I've been, and that's relationships. They love each other, they respect each other. We're the most diverse city in Texas, and I think that's because we're the most welcoming city in Texas. We're the third most diverse city in the United States. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you worship or who you love. We care about how you treat each other. And the businesses that we've been able to attract get it. They look at us and they like, that's where we want to be. That's where we want our employees to live and work.
How much do you think that factored into getting the Grand Prix here?
Oh, it had everything to do with getting the Grand Prix here, because it had everything to do with getting the Rangers here and getting the Cowboys here. And with the Rangers and the Cowboys relationship came with the Grand Prix and the Penske family. And it had everything to do with that. It was all about relationships.
And then obviously, you just come off a global event with the Grand Prix. Now you're looking ahead to the World Cup. What does this moment say about Arlington right now?
We are the center of the world right now. We have more games being played here in Arlington than any other city in North America. We just had the most successful IndyCar inaugural weekend that any place has ever had. I am so excited to see what next year brings and what this summer is going to bring with the World Cup. We've had visitors from all over the world coming here saying, wow, this is cool. I never thought that little old Arlington would be that center of focus.
How does it feel leading the city through this moment right now?
It's probably a mixture of emotions, tremendous amount of pride. We've worked really, really hard at nurturing these relationships and getting people interested in Arlington. We have a tremendous staff here in the city. Our council is second to none. We get along really well. And it's nerve-wracking as well because, we're going to be bringing hundreds of thousands of people to our community with millions of people from all over the world watching what's going on in Arlington. And you're like, oh, Lord, we got to make sure this goes off without a hitch. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but it's very proudful.
Are you ready for that?
I am. I mean, people didn't think we were ready for the World Series parade where we brought over 700,000 people to Arlington when the Rangers won the World Series. We had less than 10 arrests with 700,000 people there. That speaks to the type of people that we have in North Texas and the type of law enforcement that we have here in Arlington. When you put good people enforcing the laws and good people obeying the laws, it's a pretty good, successful time. And I think we're going to see that all over again with the World Cup.
How do you prepare for moments like these?
It's a collaborative effort. You don't do it alone. We reach out to the people, our neighbors around here, our regional neighbors, our state officials, federal government, our community. Our community gets it. Grand Prix was a good example. We shut down streets in the entertainment district. They got it. They understand. It's a slight inconvenience, but it's a benefit for the city. And they're supportive of us.
When the World Cup comes here, what do you want people around the world to walk away saying about Arlington?
I want them to walk away and say, we felt welcomed, we felt loved, we felt respected, and we get it. We know why Arlington is the American dream city.
When you first came here 40-some years ago, did you ever think that Arlington would become what it's become today?
No, I was offered jobs in other cities. I'm not going to say where. Before I took this job in Arlington, and I held out because I just thought Arlington was cool. At the time, we had the Rangers and we had Six Flags. And I'm thinking, this is cool. I mean, this is really great and there's fun and all of that, but I never envisioned Arlington growing into a top 50 big city in the United States and see what it's become today.
What responsibility comes with the city being thrust into this global stage?
First responsibility is to keep everybody safe. That is our paramount goal with every big event we do. We want people to come in and have a wonderful time and leave here with great feelings, but the only way they're going to do that is if we keep people safe. So that's always our first thing when we're trying to prepare for these events, is to make sure everybody stays safe.
I'm going to ask a question just because I know she just told me the transportation plan is coming out.
Yeah.
And there's been a whole bunch of hoopla. So when we talk about the transportation plan for FIFA World Cup, a lot of people obviously are like, Arlington doesn't have any public transit. This isn't going to work. What would you say to those folks?
It's not true. Arlington does have public transportation. We have one of the most robust rideshare programs anywhere in the country, and we were one of the first to implement the rideshare programs. What you're seeing now are transit authorities all over North Texas now doing what Arlington did 8 years ago, because most of our communities around here don't have the consistent density to really take advantage of a fixed route busing. Arlington's one of those. We don't have that consistent density to take advantage of fixed route busing. You could see it in Fort Worth and Dallas, but other cities are struggling with that. So now they're starting to adjust and go into what we've had 8 years ago or so. The big issue in North Texas isn't whether or not Arlington is participating in a transit authority or whether or not we have transportation or in Arlington. We do. The big issue is the failure to regionalize transportation effectively throughout North Texas. You have 3 different transit authorities in North Texas: Denton County Transit Authority, DART, and Trinity Metro, and then you have a group of non-members like Arlington and Grand Prairie. And the problem is how do you get from Arlington to Denton, from Denton to Dallas, from Denton to Fort Worth? How do you get around the region? There's no real regionalization of transportation. That's where the North Texas area lacks. We're about to become the 3rd largest metropolitan area. We're going to pass Chicago in the next 10 years or so and have 12.5 million people here. We cannot just keep building bigger roads and better roads to accommodate more and more vehicles. We have to do better from a regionalization of transportation. And we've recommended to the Regional Transportation Council that we explore the opportunities of developing a technology-based transit authority so that we can look at stuff like high-speed rails, air taxis. What's the next generation of transportation going to look like? Because I can tell you it's not going to be busing. It's going to be something more technologically advanced. So let's create a technology-based transit authority that Arlington's willing to explore, and we've recommended that we do it, to look at what that next generation is about and how do we regionalize stuff from a technology perspective.
Awesome. And I'm going to go back to kind of World Cup-ish. So obviously Grand Prix just happened. We've got roughly 3 months before World Cup is really in full swing.
Yeah.
What have you learned from Grand Prix, and what needs to be done in those 3 months for Arlington to be successful on this global stage?
We continue to learn that Arlington is the can-do city. When people say, listen, are you sure you're going to be able to pull this off? How are you going to build all these stands and get all this stuff in place and close down the roads and redo the roads and get all this done 3 months before you host the World Cup? Well, we did it. Not only did we did it in spectacular form, and it went off without a hitch. We are the can-do city, so we're up to any challenge that comes down the road. We're excited about challenging ourselves. When people say there's no way you can pull it off, there's no way you can host 700,000+ people for the World Series parade, we did it with virtually no incidents. And we're proud of that. We're the can-do city.
This World Cup, though, it's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
This is what we were born to do. Arlington, I like to say, we were born to be on the world stage. We were born to host these type of things. I don't care if it's WrestleMania, Taylor Swift concerts, the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl after 30 years, the Rangers winning the World Series. I don't care what it is. Arlington was born to host it, and we do it better than anybody in the country.
And then I know we talked about this a long time ago, but the fact that they're putting Dallas on the name instead of Arlington.
Yeah.
Any quips about that?
I'm not going to lie. I argued with FIFA. I was like, listen, you can do us like you did New York, New Jersey, and double brand it like that. Say Arlington, Dallas. I'm fine with that. I want to give Dallas its kudos. Dallas is a great neighbor. But I want people to know what's in Arlington. And FIFA said, listen, we started with the Dallas name on it. We're going to leave it as Dallas. Listen, that's okay. The world's going to know that this is in Arlington. We are proud neighbors of Dallas, Fort Worth, Grand Prairie, Frisco. I'm a big proponent that the better they do, the better we do. The world will know this is being played in Arlington. We're okay with that. Call it what you're going to call it. Would I have liked to have Arlington's name on it? Of course I'd like it. I'm the mayor of Arlington. But do I get why FIFA's doing what they're doing? Yeah. I mean, Arlington didn't have a TV show named after him. Dallas did. So I understand.
Yeah. Do you feel like I'm missing anything? Do you want to add anything I haven't asked you about?
No, you did some pretty good stuff.
Cool. Got anything?
I do. And
Okay.
keep looking at Janelle for this one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's public knowledge yet, but you did mention this is your last term.
Yeah.
And just so, I want to ask this before, just so we can already have it in the can. We're surrounded by these jerseys and accolades from different events. We're also surrounded by windows overlooking Arlington. And in the back here, we have pictures of your family.
Yeah.
What do you think your legacy is going to be? Or how do you want your legacy as mayor defined once it's all over?
Oh, wow. How do I want my legacy defined when this is all over? I want people to think that I left Arlington in a better spot than I was when I took office. And I want people to believe that I cared, because I do. Whether, we could talk about the jobs that have been brought and the increase in wages and all of that kind of stuff, and all of that stuff's nice. For me, it's really about people knowing I love them. I truly, truly love this community. And if I can leave a legacy of people understanding how much I love this community, I'm going to be a happy guy.
Was it just coincidence to have almost 3 different sections here in your office? Here's accolades, the window to the city, and then pictures of your family behind you?
No. My family behind me is my support system. I have 4 kids and 6 grandkids, and that's my foundation. That's, between my faith and my family, that's where I get my motivation to do the stuff we do here in Arlington.
I have one more question. What's your message to folks roughly 3 months out from World Cup?
Stand by. Watch us blow this up, because Arlington is going to do what we've always done. We're going to answer the call. We're going to come on out. We're going to put on the best World Cup that the world has ever seen. We've already been touring with countries from all over the world that are coming in and being a part of Ambassador Row in Arlington. And they are blown away about what we're doing for them. And just stand by. Watch us succeed.